Hey, what's up, Team Flynn? Pat here. I'm in Orlando, Florida to keynote an event called the PodFest Expo, and it's a great podcasting and video event here in Orlando, Florida. And this morning, I actually got invited to wake up early to be on TV. So I'm gonna be on the news, and I have no idea what it's gonna be like, but I wanna show you behind the scenes what it's like, and then I'll show you my spot if I get access to it, and they send me the recording. So let's do this. So I'm in a car right now with Josh Elledge, and he's taking me to, what's the name of the station?
We're going to WKMG. It's a local CBS affiliate here in Orlando.
Awesome, and we're gonna be talking about podcasting, obviously. Josh also has a YouTube channel. Why don't you plug it really quick while we travel to the news station?
It's Up My Influence. It's a brand new channel, so we're just kind of getting started. It's all about authority, like why authority is so key to getting everything you want in business.
Perfect. So we're gonna head over to the station. Walk me through kind of what's gonna happen when I get there, just so I know what to expect.
Yeah, so we'll have to sign in. There's like kind of like security when we get there, and then someone from production or the show will actually come out and they'll get us and they'll bring us in, get you all mic'd up, and then we're kind of in the whirlwind. You do your thing, and you serve the audience, and it's a really, really great time, and then we're done, and then we whisk you out of there.
Great. Well, let's go. Last question: is there going to be coffee there?
Actually, they usually offer water. Yeah,
no coffee?
I know. No, I don't think they offer coffee there. So other stations they'll have green rooms and. Like
WKMG, what's going on?
Yeah,
I need my coffee.
Yeah. They say, they'll ask if we want a water, but that's pretty.
It's also we're on the East Coast here. I'm from the West Coast. It's 8:30 in the morning, which is 5:30 my time. So I need the caffeine. Anyway, let's go.
This is Pat.
Hi, Pat. Great to meet you.
So I come in.
So we just finished recording. Say bye. Thank you.
So much fun.
All right. So I think that went well. So stick around because I'm gonna play the whole thing for you right now.
Well, podcasts, if you aren't listening to one, chances are you have friends who swear by one.
Oh, yeah. In fact, 50% of American households are fans of them. This week, the PodFest Expo is in Orlando, bringing some of the most recognizable names in podcasting to Central Florida.
And among those is Pat Flynn, the host of Smart Passive Income. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So we were just saying in the commercial break, we have so many questions. We were just ready to jump in.
Let's do it.
All right, so
Candace, you have your own podcast.
Well, yes, we kind of do with News 6. We'll get to that in a second. But let's talk to you. I mean, how long have you been doing this? You said you did this, 10 years ago?
I've been podcasting since July 2010, and it actually took me 3 times to record my first episode because it's kind of a scary thing to talk to a microphone alone in your office. But after I finally did it, now I have over 65 million downloads, 5 different podcasts, 1,300 episodes recorded.
Wow.
So I know a few things about this space.
So when you first started 10 years ago, you said in your office talking by yourself into a microphone, did you imagine that podcasting would become what it is today?
I did not, although I knew the power of podcasting because it was actually a podcast that actually changed my life. I was laid off from the architecture industry in 2008, and I discovered this podcast about starting your own online business. And I fell in love with that podcast and the hosts, and I followed their directions, and I started my own business. And as a result of that, I always knew I wanted to start my own too, so I could sort of pay it forward.
And so YouTube is helping other people make their own podcasts as well. What are some of the pieces of advice that you give people?
So audio is really important. The nice thing about podcasting is it doesn't matter what you look like. You don't need all the fancy lights and cameras. You just need a really good microphone. And thankfully, we now have a lot of great microphones that will make you sound like a professional at a very, very good price. In addition to that, you need a place to record into on your computer, and there's lots of different programs from GarageBand to Audacity, which are free, and then the higher level ones like from Adobe, and then we have other programs like Anchor, and then you have to host that file somewhere, and then essentially you tell iTunes and Apple and Google and Spotify where your show lives, and then every time you come out with a new episode, your subscribers get notified about that, and you basically are just having a conversation with them. And it's cool because I can be in my office speaking by myself to loads of people. And to the listener, it's as if you were just talking to them. You can have it's like the most intimate way of content consumption, and it's really cool.
And we talked about the first big podcast that a lot of people will recognize the name Serial. And that was following one case all the way through from beginning to end, one person who was in prison during high school. Tell us how you felt about that boom when Serial came out. People started thinking, oh my gosh, podcasts. This is cool.
It was such an innovative show because it followed this crime story, and you really felt like it was kind of like watching a Netflix show that you had to watch the next episode and continue listening. And I actually saw a spike in my download numbers, even though my show has nothing to do with that, because that introduced people to what a podcast was, because people started talking about it at work and with their friends, like, have you heard about this thing, Serial? It's a podcast. What's a podcast? And so now people are coming on, and actually on average, people are subscribed to 7 to 10 podcasts, which is really cool. So if you want to start one of your own, don't feel like, oh, I can't do it because somebody else is already talking about that. People are listening to so much content out there because, like you said earlier, they're driving, they're on a walk, they're at the gym. These are places where you can't watch a YouTube video.
Right.
At least I hope you're not watching YouTube while you're in the car.
Yeah, you better not.
I think some people probably are. I was reading your guiding principles, and by the way, after I read them, I decided that I probably need to move in with you and have you revamp my life. But I love that you said the right path is the one you make yourself that leads to your version of happiness. Tell us a little bit about that and like how that inspired you and inspires other people.
Well, thank you for sharing that. You know, when I started my podcast, it was kind of a rough time in my life because I had just gotten laid off. Like I said, I took 5 years of architecture school. I wanted to be this architect. That's what my parents and society and whatever told me to do, and then I got laid off and I couldn't get a job, and then I discovered this new path, and it just really showed me that I can make an impact and actually be happy, and now I have a family and I could spend more time with them. And although I love architecture and everything I did there, I do miss parts of it. I'm now able to make a bigger impact in other people's lives directly through the airwaves and with a podcast, which is amazing. And you can make it whatever you want.
And real quick, PodFest, that is here in Orlando. You are speaking at it. If anyone wants to kind of know more about it, what is PodFest?
So the PodFest Multimedia Expo is an event that's happening right now in Orlando, which is amazing, and I'm doing the closing keynote tomorrow. And it's a gathering of audio nerds who are here to just talk shop, and we're learning from each other, we're supporting each other. That's the coolest thing about podcasters. We all start from zero, we all know what it's like, so we're all here to help each other.
If you could give one piece of advice very quick, how do you grow an audience?
How do you grow an audience? Well, you have other people on your show who also have podcasts, and you kind of just share each other's audiences. And when you're doing an interview with somebody, just be curious. That's the best advice I can give you, because that's going to allow you to ask the right questions and get that golden information out of that person.
We love it. Thank
wealth
you
of
so
knowledge.
much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.